So before we get into the prediction aspect of forecasting, we first must understand the components of weather that we're looking at, right? The storms, fronts, things like that. And it's the interaction between those components that creates weather that we see every day. Rain, sun, snow, things like that. So, this right here is what you see on most weather maps to mark a storm, low pressure area. It's a red L, and usually in association with that, you have a large area of bad weather, clouds, wind, rain, precipitation, things like that. And with a storm, just basic storm, you usually find it, in an area surrounding the storm. But it's not that easy, right? If you were to say it'll rain within 100 miles of the storm center, well then forecast would be right a lot more. Sadly though, there are several more components of low pressure systems that we must deal with in order to create a good weather forecast. So low pressure systems are divided up into sectors based on temperature. So here we have the warm sector. So this is the area that you find all the warm, moist air in. And the rest of the low pressure system is the cold sector. That's where you find all the cold in. Keep in mind these lines are pretty general. Obviously the cold sector goes way back up there. The warm sector goes all the way down there. And these lines are pretty exact in real life. My drawing, however, is pretty bad. So those are the sectors of low pressure systems, and we meteorologists also have special ways of marking the boundaries between them, which are called fronts. So this is a cold front. It's blue with spiky lines, shape thingies attached to it, and that marks the boundary between warm and cold air. Behind the cold front, there's cold air, cold front, and ahead there's warm air. This clashing of air masses is extremely explosive. This is where you have the thunderstorms, hail, rain, thunder, lightning, tornadoes, big broiling clouds. It's associated with this boundary right here. Now, the other basic type of front is the warm front. Behind the warm front, you have nice warm moist air, and ahead of the warm front you have the cold air. The interaction between these two air masses, though, is much less explosive. You don't have giant roiling clouds, you don't have tornadoes, or things like that. It's a little more mellow. This is where you have what we call stratiform rain, which is basically just consistent rain of light or moderate intensity. Rainy Sunday afternoon, or rain for several hours or a day. That'll be good. Whereas storms associated with the cold front often last less than an hour. So these are the basic components of low pressure systems. Thankfully, the other kind of pressure system, high pressure systems, are a lot less complicated. There's the high pressure system, big blue H, and that's calm weather. Sun, happiness, no clouds, light winds. Pretty straightforward. If you're under the H, you're going to have a good day weather-wise. So those are basic components of forecasting. And in the next video, we'll get into some of the more, we'll get into the interactions between those components, how they interact, and how they move, things like that, and how they can produce other types of fronts, more advanced types of fronts. So thanks for watching, and see you.